Hi everyone, this is Vinod here. Today we are going to see what is the Amazon Redshift, right? Amazon Redshift is the fully managed services which is provided by AWS. Okay, what is Redshift? It is a data warehousing services, right? That what is data warehousing? Usually when it comes to data warehousing, right, we can save the huge volume of the data in the data warehouse, right? Mostly, the batch processings will be execute on the data warehousings only, right? Mostly the Redshift will handle the petabytes of data, and we it by default, Redshift have the parallel process, so we can get the data so more efficient and quicker way. Okay, this is the main purpose of the Redshift, right? Now we are going to see that how do we create the serverless Redshift and perform the CRUD operations and and do the bulk insertions. See, in order to work with the Redshift, first you need to create the work groups, right? First you need to create the work group, then you need to create the database under the work group. So this is a place to create the work group. Okay, once work group is created, and these are the parameters which is required to create a work group: name, and the capacity, and maximum RPU. I mean that Redshift processor you need to process the data, and versions 4 and subnet configuration everything, then click next here. Okay, click next to create the work group, right? After work group is created, right? But I have already created the work group vkp, right? Okay, once work group is created, you can check here, work group name, and the rpu that we are given in the input parameters while we set up this work group, and the VPC networks, then we have the option called publicly accessible, right? Once the public accessible is on, that you can anywhere you can access the Redshift. Okay, if you're not on this publicly accessible, only you can work in Redshift within the AWS premises. If you want to work on outside this AWS premises, you need to on the publicly accessibles. Then that's all, right? Once this is created successfully, right? uh, when it comes to the dashboards here, this is a serverless dashboard, because I'm not using the any provisions, any clusters here, but I'm using the serverless Amazon Redshift, right? Then when you give this query data, it will redirect to this query editor page, where we get the same interface like what we are using for RDBMS, right? So this is we will get these interfaces when we click the query button, right? So this is the work group which we created vkp. Under the work group, we can set up the n number of databases, right? If you want to create any new databases, here we do have the options to click the database name, and here you can give the database name and create the databases. Otherwise, you can use the editor, create database db name. You can use this command also to create the database. So now I have created the two databases, which dev and sample dev data, and the query will be same like the RDBMS. This is a create script, but when it comes to the Redshift, even though if you mention the primary key, but Redshift will not allow the primary key. Even if you give the same number also, it will accept it, right? But it's our responsibility to give the unique number here. But of course it will accept when you give the primary key in this respective field. While creating this table will be created, but it will not maintaining the primary key. So this is the default behavior of the Redshift. Apart from that, all good, right? So this is select query is as usual, like RDBMS, and the filter where ID equal to 1, it will select the record only where ID equal to 1, and aggregator operations, sum of each, 287, right? So it will calculate the old age from here. So old age, so we'll get the value 287. So this is the thing. Now we'll see that how do we perform the CRUD operations in the C sharp code base, right? I want to access this redshift in outside of the AWS environment, right? So I will truncate all the a record from the table, a call people. Now when we execute, I will get the zero record here, right? Now I'm going to insert the record from our C sharp programming, right? So I have written the code operations here, insert and update and delete. Okay, let's see that one by one. I'll keep the breakpoint here. First, I will execute this insert query, then I will execute the update, then I will execute the delete, right? Then how? Let's check that how this things will be performed after I executed this query, right? So this is the 10 records. I'm going to insert it now. So I open up these connections. Make sure that we need to use the proper connection, proper Redshift connection strings, right? That's all. The 10 record is executed. Now I'm going to open the Redshift. I will select it. See, I will get the 10 records. So the executions has been completed successfully. Now I am going to update the record. Okay, I'm going to update the record, age equal to 31 and city equal to Boston, where ID equal to 1. Now we'll check that what record will be present in the redshift with respect of the ID equal to 1. uh, for ID 1, we have that age is 30 and city is New York. Okay, now we are going to update 31 and Boston, right? So I'm going to execute this update query. Update executed successfully. Now I'm going back to Redshift and execute the select statement again. I check that ID. Yes, it's updated. ID equal to 31 and I mean age equal to 31 and city equal to Boston. Right now I'm going to execute the delete query. I'm going to delete the ID which is equal to 1. This same thing. Executed the delete query. Now going back to Redshift and execute the select statement again. Now that ID equal to 1 should not come. Yes, it is deleted. Right. This is how we are going to perform the CRUD operations in the Redshift. Now I'm going to show you that how to do the bulk insertions. Right. First, we will check the data, the Redshift. I have truncated all the record just to reconfirm it. Right, I have executed the select query. I don't see any entries in the respective table. Now I'm going to upload the CSV file which contains the data to the S3 bucket. So I'm going to read the data from the S3 bucket and load it into the Redshift. Okay, I'm using my C sharp code to load the data into the S3 bucket. Yes, it's executed. So the data has been successfully loaded. I'll go back to the AWS X3 packet to check whether the file that we uploaded is exist or not. So click the X3 and click this bucket name, read this bucket data. So people.csv, the file that we uploaded, right? That is present in the S3 bucket. Now we are going to load the CSV data into the Redshift. I already have the code base. Now I'm execute and show it to you how the bulk insertions will be happen. So this is the code base which I returned, right? So here we need to mention the table name and S3 bucket and role we need to mention. here. So these three are mandate for the bulk insertions, right? So the people is our table name in the Redshift. So I'm going to execute it. So open the connections. Yes, the connection opened successfully. This is the copy command here, right? So to load the data from the S3 to Redshift, right? I'm executing the command now. Yes, the command executed successfully, right? Now go back to the Redshift, right? When we run the query, we got 0 record, right? Now I'm going to run this query again, and we got 10 records, which is loaded from the S3, right? This is how that bulk insertions will be happen in the Redshift, right? So now, in order to perform the bulk insertions, we need to give Redis permissions for the respective role that we mentioned here, right? Now I will show you. Click the Redshift, come to the Redshift console. So here we have the work group, right? Click on the work group, go to the security and encryptions. So this is the role that we assign to the Redshift. Click on the role. So go to the add permissions, right? Attach policy. Then we need to provide this permissions for the respective role in order to our Redshift to access the S3 bucket, right? These two permissions are mandate for accessing the S3 buckets. Okay. So this is how the bulk insertions will be happen in the Redshift. Thank you so much.